I'm under no illusions what we have in front of us, and the demands that's going to place on the business, on me, on every area of my life. And it's that fight that you've had to get to this point that gives you the strength and the confidence to know that you can see it through. So I'm a father myself now. I've got three boys, and it's really interesting. Even at a very young age, you can tell very quickly what direction people are likely to go into, and I see it in my own kids now. That there are character traits there that, without any influence from me, would lead them in particular directions. I've got one in particular that I think he just thinks like an engineer. And I think you'd probably say the same would be true of me. I can remember playing with a little lawnmower that my dad had made for me, and constantly trying to make things in the shed at the bottom of the garden and not being very good at it.
The one thing I can say is about Jace is if he puts his mind to something, he's 100% determined and it's going to happen, even from a young age. If he was playing football in goal, he would be cleaning his boots, washing his kit, washing his gloves. Didn't make him a good goalkeeper, but you could see from an early age if he was determined, he was going to give it 100%.
He watched Airwolf. Obviously, he watched Airwolf, and he didn't just watch them. He and his brother Kev were fanatical about it. They watched all of these 80s engineering type machines that could do incredible things, and there's no accident that he wants to create an incredible helicopter that can do incredible things, because certainly that 80s popular culture influence of what was on the TV at the time, certainly that has had an impact on HX50 for sure.
So I think I was sold on the excitement and the adventure that helicopters offer, and that Bell 222 that they used for Airwolf was a strikingly beautiful aircraft. Really attractive machine for its time, and that really got the hook into me. But it then developed from that, because then every time I saw a helicopter, I was craning my neck round trying to see what it was, and started reading about them and getting books out of the library about them and studying them, and it really grew from there. But I think with, like so many things in life, it's something will spark your interest, and then if that's the right thing for you, it will grow from there. And for me, just seeing this amazing aircraft doing amazing things, and that was probably the trigger point.
I think we've got to highlight the effort he puts in. It's not all natural ability and he could just turn up and pass an exam. He studied hard, and I think that was bred into both of us, probably from our parents, that if you want to do well in life at anything, you've got to put the hours in.
Up until that point, Jace had been, he'd done all right at school, and he was doing okay, and he was generally engaged, and his teachers liked him and all the rest of it. But there hadn't been anybody that had really ignited his imagination. And then Jeff Gillen turned up, and he was different to all the other teachers that he had. And the reason he was different is because he was a very straight-talking person, which I think reminded him quite a lot of his dad. And I think he'd also come from industry, so he hadn't gone about being a teacher in the normal route. And I think Jace really liked that, because he brought with him skills that Jace found were directly relevant to what he really wanted to do.
But that was the start of it, and I guess lots of people have got a similar story, that somewhere along the way there's been a teacher or a mentor or a professor or whatever, that connected with them and made them believe that they were good at something. And that was Jeff for me. Jeff was the first person that made me realise that I could do this stuff really well. When I finished my PhD, I was obviously broke and needed some money. And I was also very aware, because I'd been working on the early versions of my designs for 2 or 3 years by that point, that to do this properly, it was going to be a big job. And so I built Dynamic up based on the skills that I'd developed working in aerospace and in various other industries to really provide that level of analysis and design capability and product development and troubleshooting capability. And we went and did that for almost 15 years across industries. You see, the funny thing about building a business is if you're good at it, it gets successful. And then when you get successful, it consumes all your time. So decades disappear if you're not careful. And it took a little while to get Dynamic to the point where it was successful enough to be able to support something like this. And over that period, we were chucking significant amounts of our revenue into the development of various areas of the project to develop the range of technologies, the range of capability that we needed to put the aircraft together. So yeah, Dynamic has been a servant of the helicopter project for a long time now.
He's really upped it a gear, and he's been even more driven than he normally is. And then obviously he shares stuff with us, and it's absolutely fantastic what he's achieved already. I think everybody will agree with that no matter what, but this is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see more.
He knows the market like nobody else. Like nobody else, because it's not just I fancy building a helicopter. It's an obsession, and that is the right word for it. A total obsession. It governs everything he's ever thought about in terms of his career.
I think we've got an enormous amount of challenging but exciting work to do ahead of us. But I think the outlook is incredible. I think the product is the product that people have always been waiting for, and I get customers tell me that day in, day out. I get sales prospects, people I don't even know, thanking me for taking this on and doing it. It's what they've always wanted, and so I'm very confident that the juice will be worth the squeeze. I think we've got an amazing opportunity. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be very demanding, but it's exciting, and it's an honour to have been given this opportunity to deliver this. And I'm loving every minute of it. It's demanding, it's difficult, but it's so overwhelmingly fulfilling that I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change a single thing about the path we've taken and where we're going. So yeah, the future's bright for HX50.